Hello, 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 my good students. Welcome back to our Napoleon Total War series as the Austrians, very much the weaker of the major powers in the third coalition there. So, hoping really, I'm very keen today to get reverse the mess, hopefully, that we caused in the previous video. So this one may come out a bit early because I'm very keen to do that. In the previous episode, you'll remember we did cause more problems than we solved. Actually, I'd have been very happy to just have the original French army sat outside Munich that we had originally, rather than, you know, the full Kingdom of Bavaria's 1.5 stacks, I believe it is, sat there, which we can't sue for peace for just yet. So we've got a couple options there. We can either batter their armies and sue for peace, or we can go the full mile and do what we should have originally done and capture Bavaria again, but this time turn it into a puppet state, which we shall use as a roadblock for future invasions. Which, yeah, I think in hindsight we really should have done in the first place. To be honest, would have been a lot easier. We would still have got a little bit of their income, I believe, and it would have spawned a nice allied army for us as a buffer state for Napoleon, who is also incoming with Marshal Ney. So let's get straight into it and see what we can do about that. So let's just get a quick recap. We do have a small Italian army out here. We really could be able to take that on fairly easily, but the problem here is replenishment. So we did try and stop their movement a tad over here, but it's not going to happen. We're going to try and get out some more Fusiliers for this particular army to reinforce that in case they do decide to march on Venice. Not entirely sure that will happen. It'd be a bad idea if they do, since we do have some garrisoned armed citizenry. We're going to stay in here for a bit of time though. I would love to get our hussars back up, but we simply can't recruit them just yet. We need to upgrade our barracks to be able to do that, and we still can't get them out even then. We'll be able to get Uhlans, which are lancers, and I really do like lancers. So I think we'll focus on those. We'll start to mix lancers, 2 lancers and 2 heavy cavalry is what I'm thinking in each stack, so that we can work around that a bit better. Our army over here is replenishing at a fairly decent rate. That should probably take about 2 turns to fully replenish. The only things holding us back is this unit of Hungarian hussars and these Grenzers over here. It's not looking too bad then. With that being said, just looking at the experience now, we're so lucky that we're not diluting our experience so far by replenishing with these Jaegers over here, because look at that, 56 accuracy and 11 morale. Of course, the accuracy comes from having the rifles that these skirmishers do rather than the normal muskets that Fusiliers do. But look at that, now that we are experienced, our okay guys, sorry about the very quick edit there. I've just noticed that our morale is suddenly a bit higher than it was. It's gone from 6 to 9, as you see on these German Fusiliers. They're not chevrons on experience at all. Just wondering what's happened there. I've just gone out to double check. Nothing's happened with the game settings. We are still on very hard, or just on a hard campaign difficulty, as we did start with. Not entirely sure what's going on there, but I'll take it. I think that is just because we have some minor experience there. If we start to recruit anything, they're coming in at 7 with some chevrons there, and even without a chevron here, that is very strange. They're more experienced. But you know, we'll take it. That's absolutely going to be needed. So let's see what we've got over here. A lot of cannons and cavalry here. But even though they're experienced, they do have a lot of skirmishers. And there is one drawback to that. Although skirmishers do have the accuracy there and the range, once we start pushing them with our close range Fusiliers and such, they can't necessarily stand up to Fusiliers' weight of firepower. And of course, they are extremely vulnerable to cavalry charges from the flank because they can't square up to counter that. The problem here is going to be the heavy cavalry. They are dragoons, so they're a bit of a mix. They can decide to dismount, but you never see the AI do that from my knowledge. They do have a lot of 12 pounders. Those are going to hurt, so that means our cavalry is going to be really have their work cut out, to be honest. I would like to, before getting into that, recruit some more cavalry over here though, which we are doing. So we're going to get some more Uhlans, and we're going to recruit some more Chevaliers over here. We're going to remove the Hungarian Hussars out of here, let them replenish in the farmland over there. We're going to think about which general we want over here. So this guy has more command when attacking, and command is one of those things, it never really tells you what it does. What command does is it improves your general's rating. These stars over here increases that, and if your general has more command than the enemy's general, it lets you deploy second when you get to the deployment phase, when you start battles. And deploying second is great because you can see where the enemy has deployed, which obviously gives you the advantage of knowing how to deploy your units. I don't want Karl Mack von Leibrecht, simply because he has the -1 morale. Although he is a highly rated general, he did of course lose to Napoleon at Ulm in 1805. Is that actually on the map here, Ulm? We got Danube farmland, but we don't have Ulm, which is rather unfortunate. Having said that then, I'm going to remove Karl Mack. I wonder if we can reverse that trait with future battles. It's what we might try out later on. I really want to try these Landesschützen as well. They are really not the best. They have really decent accuracy and very good range, but their morale is absolutely pitiful. Definitely going to have to use those. I think we're going to have a favourite tactic of grouping up our skirmishers together into the hammer, which we did in the Battle for Munich previously, especially since they have poor morale with these. But I really do want to use them because they're not, it really is just their morale letting them down there, unfortunately. They're fairly cheap as well. If we go to the Grenzers, they're actually more expensive, so that's a bit of a trade-off there. Just something to think about. What do we actually want to do before in our turn here then? I want to make use of our spies over here. Do just have the one. Here's out of movement. Going to have to shadow Napoleon, and I think use our spy to keep sabotaging Napoleon's army. We can see that he already has some Young Guard there and Portuguese Legion. Both of these are fairly elite, Young Guard especially, and I'm pretty sure from memory he doesn't just have Young Guard. I'm pretty sure he'll have a unit of Old Guard here as well. And as we've seen, even the basic French Fusiliers, the basic foot units, are just much more experienced than our own. So you can imagine what their actually elite units are like compared to ours. I think to save some pennies, what's our happiness going to look like without the militia? It's going to be absolutely fine. Yeah, we can save a good amount of money by disbanding this militia here. Don't need that at all. I think what we're going to do is convert this to a magistrate over here to get some more tax and help our oppression out. They're coming out in Italy, aren't they? We're absolutely going to have to sit in Venice, restock, replenish over here. We do have a couple 38 gun ships over here. I'm going to make 2 more, and then we can go out and scout out the trade nodes is what I'm thinking there. Not really looking for engagements, but we do want to assume that the Ottomans have something out there to contend with us. Might want to change this barracks over actually. I'm not planning on using Budapest as a hub for anything really, any recruitment at least. We can see that the Ottomans are starting to build up stuff in Belgrade. What we want to do actually is park our agent in Belgrade, and after a few turns he will start up a spy network, and that will let us see the entire Belgrade region, and that will give us some very nice forward sight and warning therefore for an Ottoman invasion. Okay, so we've got the question now, do we want to upgrade our ordnance factory or our opera house over here? We do have the unique Heldenplatz, which gives us a 3% tax rate in all regions, which is very, very nice indeed. Or do we want to try and speed up our technological advancements by bribing our allies. Let's see what the Russians have. Where are we? Technology. They have classical economics. Maybe we can trade that for foreign advance, maybe a bit of division of labour if they don't go for it. So let's see. They say yes. Excellent. Really, really good there. So that's classical economics son. What about the British? That'll probably give us something naval. We can go for improved coppering. We could just rush out conscription. That'll save us 2 turns, was it? 2 turns is 2 turns, you know. I will absolutely take that if it's going to give us conscription. We'll try for improved coppering as well. That saves us just... I don't really want to invest too much time into our navy. It's not going to be the most important thing at the moment. But the minus 5% upkeep is absolutely nice. We're going to let them have national debt and foreign advance in return. We might want to come back and bribe them if they say no. They say yes there, which is excellent. Is there anyone else then we can trade technologies with? I'm not entirely sure the minor nations will have anything decent, but we can certainly look. Nope, not there. Kingdom of Sweden, do you have anything? Got conscription. Didn't we just get that? No, okay, looks like the British actually refused that. I read that wrong. Not a problem, we can go back to them then. Absolutely fine, I do apologise for that. Let's go back over here. Let's give them division of labour as well. It's not really expending any money for that. They have little to commend, they said no, so let's try and do that all again. I think we'll just go for conscription. We'll do that and then we'll give them a little bit of money as well. We'll offer about 500, I think, to start with. Looks like it's gone through. It has indeed. Excellent. So that's -2 happiness, but it does give us increased recruitment replenishment, and it does open up mass mobilization for the drill school here. And mass mobilization in itself isn't necessarily bad at all. Reduces our recruitment costs by 4% for all line infantry, and it enables the inspire unit ability from our generals, which is very, very good indeed. I think we're going to be needing that when we fight Napoleon himself. So what do we actually want to do? I did want to go for logistics because that replenishment is very, very juicy indeed. I am ignoring these industrial technologies at the moment. The 10% wealth generated by farms is very, very nice indeed. National debt isn't necessarily bad either. And Army Corps organisation isn't bad at all, to be honest. But I think logistics is the way to go. It is going to take 10 turns, but it should take a little less than that. After 3 turns, we'll get a classical university, which will help out our technological research rates that much better, and we still need to actually fully research a technology by ourselves without trading it, don't we? So we still need to get our gentleman experience. Just going to make sure we haven't spawned another gentleman. No, we have not, which is rather unlucky. And yeah, all of our spies are out in the field. Tempted really to bring this one up to help out over here so we can start sabotaging these Bavarian armies over here. But we'll see what happens. I'm sure they'll stay in their own region. If it comes to it, we may want to retreat if they do try and go for our army here. Having said that then, we're going to use classical economics to expend our current coffers, and we're going to upgrade this to a merchant house, and that will really help in the long run with our economy. So let's end the turn and carry on. Okay, so on the next turn we now have some roads in the Tyrol, and we have some more magistrate buildings up in Galicia and Transylvania. We also have a manufactory in Tyrol as well, so our income should be just that much better now. 6,500, that's because we're recruiting things like crazy. That's not a problem. Our second stack over here is now ready to move out. Let's ruddy bloody go all the way to the province edge. Going to bring everything back into Vienna over here. And what I want to do now, I think really try and sabotage this. Luckily that's gone through, but it looks like they might still be able to attack this. It's not ideal at all. Don't like that at all. Really don't like that. Let's get some more cavalry out as well on there. Gonna need it. Really gonna need it. We are slightly more experienced in a lot of places, and we do have better morale than them. It's just the fact that we're battered as well with a few of our units. That's the problem there. Not to worry though. Can we do anything about this army? How are we looking over here? Want to keep this army over here for now, and then this army can go and take Munich. This army, once it has the movement, can try and go for this Bavarian army here. We're going to expend our movement to get the tiniest bit out of that again. Where did Napoleon go? Not entirely sure. Marshal Ney has gone down to Switzerland over here, which really helps us. Let's bring out our spy, so we can see what the enemy's doing in Bavaria. So the fact that Napoleon's possibly moved back, retreated a little bit, is something that's alleviated our pressure. But we can have a lot of pressure over here. This Italian force has chosen just the right time. Wonder if we can be cheeky and sue for peace very quickly here. Where's the Kingdom of Italy? There it is. Go for peace. Maybe if we offer a couple useless technologies and pay them, let's say 1,000 to begin with. Rarely have they been so insulted. So it doesn't look like we're going to be able to do that, unfortunately. We can trade with Kingdom of Sicily and Naples. Let's do that. They said yes, excellent, and that's about it, because that's all of our trade routes blocked now, or filled up. So I think, even though we've sabotaged their movement, we might have a battle here, and that's going to be rather spicy. So having said that, we're going to upgrade this, and I think we're going to try and save some money, to be honest, just a little bit. Although having said that, we've got an unupgraded farm here, and I can't let that stand. You can see the Ottomans are grouping up a few units here. It's just 3 units so far. Might want to move something out here to Budapest to help out over here. We do have some fairly low happiness here, but in 2 turns the tax office should sort that out. And we have fairly low happiness in Moravia as well. Don't you worry though, once we have our college up, I have a very spicy tactic in mind there. I think you're going to love it, to source out our happiness forever pretty much, and actually boost our technology advancements on top of the university as well. Very spicy indeed, which is another reason I actually want to save up a little bit of money. We should really start thinking about that, because it is going to cost us a bit of money. So let's end this turn and see what we have waiting for us then. I'm going to watch over Bavaria to see what we get over there. Well, looks like we're going to lose the Tyrol. What is actually surprising over here is that Napoleon himself is helping out over here, and this gives us at least a little look at his army. No old guard, thank God. We do have some Swiss and some French conscripts, which aren't actually that bad at all. It is their accuracy that which lets them down there. We're just going to have to auto-resolve that and lose it. That must mean Napoleon's actually moved up and is ambushing somewhere. Here he is. Yeah, that's quite the worry there, actually. I wonder if they're going to move down to Italy then. Or if they're going to move up to Munich. I'm going to have to move quickly over there. Let's sabotage this army once again. Looks like they have a proper general here now, which is very nice indeed. We did get detected, quite likely because they have that general. So we're going to move up over here, keep some sight out on there. How are we looking over here? Do we think we can take this? If we had just a little bit more replenishment over here, I would love to take this, but I don't think it's possible just yet. We're going to still keep on recruiting here. I think we're going to have a battle on our hands there though, unfortunately. Maybe rather screwed there actually. I I think we're going to try and take on this army though. Could be a bad idea. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is try and take on this army now. Give it a go. See what we feel. First, however, we're going to... do you want to sabotage this one's movement first? Just see if we can get in there, target it rather than anything else. I think we'll sabotage Napoleon's movement if possible, actually. Give it a go. No, it's not happening. That's rather unfortunate there. No worries. How are we looking at this army? I'll very happily take this battle, actually, to create a puppet state in Bavaria and then retreat out when Napoleon comes in, I think. But there's no guarantee that he's going to sit still. We're in quite the pickle here, aren't we? I think the best thing to do at the moment, though, is take on this large army, so that's not going to pester us in the future. So we're going to do that now. There we go. So, yeah, pretty much just skirmishers and cavalry there. It's going to be quite a tough battle. But having said that, all we need to do is just square up when their cavalry comes in to charge us down. And we'll see what happens with that. It's never going to be that easy, though, is it? So wish us luck. Let's go in. Okay, so we have the Battle of Regensburg against the Kingdom of Bavaria's army here. What we're going to do is try and set up just on the brow of this hill over here. I would have liked to set up our cannons on this hill because it's quite a nice view of the battlefield, but we do have a nice little hill over here which gives us just the extra sight on the wider battlefield there. Since we did deploy second, we got to see that their cavalry is largely on this side. So what we're going to do is try and bait them into that so we can shoot them while they charge into us, hopefully, and then square up when they get closer. We're going to keep our grenadiers hopefully in reserve over here, or actually just keep them on this side would be very nice indeed. Once again, like I've said, we're going to try and use the tactic of the hammer where we keep our skirmishers in one large group over here. Though having said that, we do have a town blocking our movement over here, which is rather nasty indeed. Going to try get them over here. The enemy does have the artillery advantage though. Can we see where they're set up? They're set up right at the back over here. They aren't moving forwards though because the AI knows it doesn't quite have the line of sight over here. You see that they're just not going to fire through to us with this little hill in the way. So, is there anything else that we need to move forwards? I think we need to move our general forwards. Let's move that. Would like to set up our cannons here, try and get the enemy moving. This is only 6-pounders, so probably not quite going to have the range on them, but it's worth a look. We need to move up our cavalry as well. So, I'm going to use them to back up our skirmishers. Love to move our skirmishers to the other side of this town over here. That's not ideal. That's going to give them cover from our artillery as well, especially since it's behind a little inset here. They are moving a few cavalry units over here. And just one, really. What exactly is that? Well, they only have dragoons, so that's what it has to be. See the mist coming off here. Look at that. Really like the effects from the Darth mod. You don't get this in the base game. I think while the cannons are not set up, we really should start moving out as quickly as possible. So we're going to try and move out over here, out of sight from these cannons with our infantry here. Now, can we actually hit anything? What's the range of our cannons? They're not in range at all. Is there anywhere we can move up to that makes sense? Probably back up our infantry over here, really. We could probably get a decent line over here. I think that's what we're going to try doing. Let's limber up again. And what we can do is move up over here. We can come actually down to this inset, use the trees as cover, and this hill over here under the town will actually give us a little bit of cover from their cannons because they do have a lot to deal with there. And while they won't do a lot of damage, they will really harm our morale here. We can see that the enemy is trying to set up on this hill. What I'm thinking actually is just move a couple skirmishers over here. We can sit on the top of this hill and shoot down if they do try to get into this town here. Okay, so the enemy's coming in now. We're going to have to move up our main force over here just so we get in range of their skirmishers, because they are absolutely going to outrange us, as is the meaning of skirmishers. We're going to have to move up these as well so we're in range. Try and keep them on the hill so we can fire over our line infantry. That would be very nice indeed. Trying to bring up our cavalry just to force them to move a bit further into us. We are moving up our cannons as well, which are unlimbered. And they are firing into their formation there, which is brilliant. We are a bit mismatched over here. We're trying to do a massive right flank, but the enemy's all moved in here. They're not setting up to fire at us actually, and they are coming into our range now. I'm just about keeping out of it, so we're just going to stretch thin it a little bit there, move up, double time it so we don't waste any time. With our cavalry, we might want to sit back a little bit in just a second. But yeah, we're going to rip apart these Jaegers here, which are setting up spikes, which is something to think about, because that will absolutely rip apart our cavalry if we frontally charge that. We will lose the whole regiment of cavalry if we charge that head on immediately. Oh, a big old cannonball hitting there. Lovely stuff. Really, really liking that. Yeah, and they're rousing already. Not necessarily shattered just yet, so they may well come back. But if our cannons keep hitting that, then they will be shattered. We can see we probably need to double time this actually. If we get up here to face these skirmishers, we'll be able to take on them fairly easily here. Might want to get some cannon fire into their main line there, and we can use this time to our advantage and actually move up a tad over here onto this hill, like so. Which does mean we need to move through the town, which don't really want to have to do, but I think we're going to move up our cavalry onto the flank here to protect our advance, bring up our general a tad over here, and move this line infantry over here into the town very quickly. That'll be cover, and we can shoot out and emerge later on. It looks like they're coming back for some more over here. They've not done. Really not done. So we're double timing that once again, I think. Getting into range. And what we're going to do is move up over like that with this group. Yeah, we're going to have to get right on top of them. We need to get over the lip of this hill here, and then we can halt once we're on top. I think that would do it. Let's fire right on top of them. Come on, guys. You can do this. Yeah, sorted formation now. Both just staring at each other here. But the volume of firepower. We need to reload still. Oh, that's going to hurt. That's really going to hurt that we need to reload. Should really move up our own skirmishers. Not entirely sure where I want to put them. Maybe in front of our cavalry over here. Yeah, now that we're destroying this lot over here. Absolutely brilliant. Look at that. Oh, disgusting. Yeah, the low morale and the fact they just can't stand up to a line infantry fire there. Ooh, we missed this. Really missed this. Oh dear, that's massive misplay there. Massive, massive misplay there. Really should have watched out for that. That's going to hurt. Should have squared up to that. Completely forgot about this side. Let's bring this group over then. Move up to help over here, because that is now under a major threat. I think we'll be able to hold off here a little bit. Just need to source out the infantry over here. What's our cannons doing? Go over here, thank you. Actually shoots the dragoons if possible. We're going to have to square up over here, I think. Where are these guys going? Stop here, square, I think. Otherwise it's going to be too late. Square up with this lot. There we go, just in time there. Look at that. That's still going to hurt us a tad. We've managed to fend off one troop of dragoons here. And the second lot's going, so that is very, very lucky. That is down to luck completely. We can shoot them in the backs here on their retreat. That is really, really useful there. That is a massive misplay from me. Should not have forgotten about that. Need to get out of this square though. And we need to just move up a tad onto the lip of the hill here. And we need to stop here, otherwise we're going to force a melee engagement there. Let's come out with our extra troops over here, emerge from the town, and charge into these skirmishers with our cavalry. There's a lot to keep hold of, isn't there? There's a lot to keep hold of. Oh, square up again, please. That's going to be too late, though. Didn't think they'd come straight back, if I'm honest, but I think we'll be alright there. Instantly retreating. No worries. Do we need to hang on? Are they just about to fire? We can see them over there. Just out of range with this group. Let's move up a tad. I think we're okay there. Excellent. Cool, let's move up. Oh, this is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Brilliant. They have a lot of spikes up here. That's what they've been doing all this time. Can probably go for their general over here. Let's come back. Actually, set up. Oh, it's going to be nasty. Double time it, spread out, get into formation. We can run their general into our skirmishers to get shot there, I think. If they didn't have these spikes up, I'd love to run into the flanks of this group with our cavalry there. Might have to manoeuvre them into the town here, actually. Come back around behind our skirmishers. Are they running into their own spikes? Oh, that doesn't do friendly damage, unfortunately. Having said that, then we need to square up. And what we need to do is curl round over here with this group. Miss this again. Not to worry though, we can shoot them in the backs. And we're going to, I think, yeah, move up once again over here. Keep moving. Yeah, these are absolutely shattered now. This is a bloody battle. Really bloody battle. Probably need our general over here. What is going on with this group? Even squared up for that. Can see the enemy acting general is coming over though. Hopefully our skirmishers are able to fire on that. Give them an order to do so, just so they're turned about. Might just have to move them very quick so don't get any friendly fire there. And countercharge with our cavalry. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Look at that. Dirty battle here. We're going to have to move up because that's just free shots for the enemy otherwise. More dragoons coming in there. Square up again because you know they're coming for this group. That's the enemy's general dealt with over there. They're shattered. Where can we move our cavalry to? Let's bring them all the way around. I think it's going to be a massive flank. Enemy general is dead though. Oh dear. Oh dear. To keep moving up though, it's just the advantage of their extra range there. They're moving up their cannons, weirdly. They've completely... yeah, okay. What we'll do is we shall stop and shoot them while they're charging them. Possible. Where's our general? Need him round here. They're just going to stop or they're going to retreat. Make your minds up, guys, before you get shot. Look at that. Look at that. Most of the enemy are routing now, though, so that is brilliant. It's a very bloody battle. Very bloody battle. Don't think we'll have completely dealt with this army either. We're going to have to follow us up somehow. Is anyone in range to shoot this? I don't think so. Double time it up forwards, please. And we'll move up over here as well, I think. And we'll watch out still for all of their spikes. They've really set these up very well. They've really covered their flanks here. Did not expect that from them. Take these out of square, just no need. Why is their general quite that far forward? Did not order that, did I? He's going to get shot down otherwise. This has been very, very sloppy indeed. Let's bring these guys back, actually. And we're going to shoot these in the back. Bring our cavalry in finally. Watch out for these spikes. Just notice them. But this is the end of the battle. Apparently heroic, but I would not say that. They're having a look at our total losses. Even though one unit did decide to rout, it did come back. And I don't think we're looking too bad there, really. Let's go and have a look. Well, in total, don't think we lost too many people. We did lose 1,100, but out of our 5,200, that's really not too bad there. They have 428 remaining. Let's see if that does kill them off. I doubt it. Yeah, they do still have people left there. But that is the end of our movement. We're going to pursue that. That's going to take a bit of replenishment here. But if we can keep these chevrons on this unit, that's going to be very well experienced there. And that is absolutely brilliant. We're not done yet, though, I don't think. We're going to see what happens over the end turn with Napoleon. Depending on where he moves, see what happens. Yeah, pretty much predictably there, Venice is under siege from that inbound Italian army there. Do have another frigates out, and our constructions on these are complete, which means we have a tax office in Budapest, and our university is now complete. So, clamour for reform should be fairly high, but it's only 3, so not too worried there. What's our income looking like? 3.2 thousand. That is disgustingly low now. That's likely because we've got a lot of armies, because Venice is under siege there. We did manage to get out the recruitment there. But I would love that extra bit of replenishment. Really would love it. We do technically have the numbers advantage there. One use of armed citizenry. We're going to have to take this fight, aren't we? What do I want to do first, though? Let's very quickly mop this up with an auto-resolve, I think. Like that, just so we don't forget about it. And he now has the Great General trait. Excellent. That's just given him a little bit more command in battles. Let's retreat back. Napoleon has moved back. He's around this sort of area. He is still in ambushing stance then. We can see Ney is coming out with 2 colonnes d'attaques, which aren't necessarily amazing, but they've got 500 people in their regiment compared to like the usual 360, I believe it is. Gonna try and keep some sight up over here. It's very tempting to try and get Napoleon out there, actually. It's very tempting to go for Munich as well. Gonna have to try and defend Venice, aren't we? Really gonna have to try and do that. Let's sabotage this army. I'm not able to do that, unfortunately. What's actually in there? Not a lot. Gonna have to take this fight though. So, probably 2 fights in one video. Let's have a look. Okay, so we've went into the battle now, just setting up our formations. The idea here was to keep our armed citizenry as a hidden unit here, but they have spotted us. So we'll try and shoot down a little bit of their chasseur cheval here, ruining their morale here, but they will get in and absolutely wreck our armed citizenry. Not a big bother there at all. You can see actually just from that, that the Italians are already tired there, which is going to work in our favour. Going to try and curl around once again with the biggest flank. We are going to have to watch out for these chasseurs cheval, which are charging in. So we get one volley off, and then we will square out with both units here before they get into the charge. But luckily, managed to get a decent volley off there, so we can come out of square immediately. Gets another shot off here. The idea here is to keep our units as hidden as possible and keep the cover of the trees to our advantage. So I think we're going to try and push up in just a second. That should really be now, I think, while we have the opportunity. But I want to get this group into position as well. Going to use our cavalry all in one big group once again, because we are suffering from replenishment as well. And now here comes the biggest cavalry charge in just a second, I think. Do have our cannons back, so they're firing over our units over here. And this should be going right into the enemy's cavalry here. Let's go for this massive clump, shall we? Massive, massive clump of troops here. Going to keep our skirmishers back because there are only 39 of them, which is just nothing. Yeah, there's the Chasseurs Cheval just wiping out our armed system, really, which is rather unfortunate. Interesting to see what the enemy's doing over here. Just staying in line. We're probably going to get hidden while they move across the woodlands here. But I think really we need to push up here, don't we? To try and use this route to our advantage. I'm just really worried about this cavalry coming in as soon as we do that. We need to double time this. Bring our cavalry round, help out over here. And bring our general up over here, I think. This is where we're going to struggle with our morale. We do have the hill advantage over here, but we need to widen out our lines, I think, just a tad. Get some more people shooting. Yeah, we need to charge in some cavalry right now, I think. Let's bring these out so we don't run into our own men and disrupt their formation. Get these while they're moving, but they are going to try and counter-charge there. No square from them though, and actually them charging in with low morale is not good for them because our Hungarian Fusiliers have some very decent morale stats, some melee stats though, which is really, really good for us. So the Italian infantry really crumbling there. Just need to keep an eye out for their cavalry, which I can't spot. Does look like they're coming in over here though. They're just going to sit back, no worries. I think then with this group we're going to turn round over here to shoot into the enemy there, and with this group we're going to come round. Looks like we're chasing this off over here, so what we're going to do is come back out with both cavalry groups and hammer and anvil that to chase them down on their route over here. And what a route it is, absolutely brilliant. Oh, we've got some cavalry coming in here, but because we're in a melee fight we can't actually square, so that's going to hurt. That's really going to hurt. That's going to be a flank charge as well. Oh dearie dear. Oh dearie dear.
Sir,
yeah, let's route off these guys. If we turn over here we can shoot the enemy cavalry in the flank. Double time that please. Bring these up to support. You can see there's such a close range fight here. Such a close range fight. Going to inspire our units just to boost their morale a tad. And we did miss out this. We should have squared up here to take on these Chasseurs Cheval. Really should have been awake to that, but not to worry, we can take those on. Counter-charge that. There we go, look at this over here. Lovely flanking shot there. We still need to bring up this cavalry group over here. And I think we're going to charge down this line infantry group over here. We're looking a bit better over here, aren't we? Yeah, that's brilliant. If we bring up both of these groups over here to help out the cavalry, we can shoot these guys in the back. Look at that. Look at that. Can even try and go for their general actually if we free up a few troops. What's going on over here? I think we're doing okay. We're moving up once again, no worries. We're going to keep these guys stationary for the minute. And that's looking much better over here. They did attempt to square, did they? Or is that just a really strange position? Let's bring in all of our cavalry, make sure that's going through. Are they trying to charge here? No, they're bringing up the strangest firing position. The strangest firing position there. They're squaring here, which is not good for a gun engagement, guys. Oh dear. Their general's in a very precarious position as well. Oh, our cannons are in a very precarious position as well. Can we get those turned around on the cavalry there? That's going to be very nasty indeed. Oh dearie dear. We're in quite the position for that. Let's bring round our double time these two units over here. Yeah, we're going to start hitting our own people with how our cannons are positioned there, unfortunately. We do need to make sure we get a few shots on here before we come out with canister. Yeah, our cannons are in a terrible position here. We even knew that these Chasseurs Cheval were coming back Yeah, we're getting friendly fire because we can't turn our cannons to a 360-degree angle. That's okay. What are they trying to do? Are they going to try and charge our infantry here? If so, let's square up here and halt this group. Look at that. There we go. Cannons, if you keep firing out, that'd be great. Brilliant. Alright, let's halt that. I think unless our infantry deal with that. What's going on over here? We're getting shot over here. Let's turn around and charge that. Move up our infantry to engage their general, I think. And that will mop up. Still have a few units in the woodland over here. Might be to our advantage for actually taking melee fight there. Let's spread out our lines a tad. And we've dealt with these cavalry over here. So let's turn back round. Are our skirmishers actually getting a firing solution on that? Let's turn in. Shoot them in the back. We only have a 39 over here, but if it's a flanking shot, we'll do the job. Now we just need to turn out like that, I think. There we go. Cavalry dealt with over there. Let's go straight for their general with our own cavalry. And we can move up over here to help out with the woodland fight. Much, much better now. Feeling a lot better. Dealt with a lot of the Italian troops. Very sloppy once again, if you ask me. Should not have allowed that charge on our cannons. The general's going to mess up their own formation here. That's okay. He's charging down our guns by the looks of it. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, he's not doing great there. You know what? We've taken losses, but I'd rather take a few army losses than lose Venice. So make sure we're double timing this charge. Look at that. Absolutely screwed there. The noise should scare them alone. Oh, tasty. There we go, generals down. That should help the remaining groups rouse off. We're going to pull out very quickly, reform, and charge into the back of this group, I think. So taking a bit of time to go down. We can gun down this group fairly handily, I think. So we'll charge in here. Are they going to turn around and counter-charge? It looks like they're expecting us. Fiddling with the camera too much there. Yeah, their morale is not effective, is it? Woodland, of course, not the best terrain for cavalry, but it needs to be done at the moment. And that will be a glorious victory in our favour. So Venice is safe. Still going to keep this army out of action though, isn't it? Because we will need to replenish for quite a while once again. But that will mop us up. There we go. I wouldn't say heroic victory. Napoleon Total War's handing out heroic victories like like it's sweets. There we go. Actually not looking too bad, to be honest. Even the armed citizenry got out. Look at that. Got another trait for our general. We got unstoppable attacker. 3 command mode attacking on land. That's not the worst. Not the worst at all. We could probably come out and finish that off. Like so. And I wonder if that will allow us to go for peace with Italy. Got 3 command mode attacking once again. Let's talk to Italy. Where are we? Sue for peace maybe? No, they just don't care, do they? If we were able to replenish quickly enough, give it a couple turns, we might try and push Milan and knock out Italy completely. But that is going to do it for today, guys. I think that's been gone on long enough. A good couple juicy battles there. Sloppy but juicy. Still not entirely cleared up over here, with both Ney and Napoleon bearing down on us. And it's roughly going to count up to nearly a full stack of a Württemberg army as well, especially if they come in to the Tyrol. So I'm hoping these armies really do focus reinforcing the Tyrol. Give us a bit of time to source out Munich, and then we can come in with both of these armies, liberate Munich, cause that to be our puppet state, and then bear down on Italy if that does pan out like that. But I hope you've enjoyed the episode, guys. I've really enjoyed presenting to you once again today. I shall see you back next Wednesday with the next instalment of this series, as per the usual schedule. I just fancied a bonus video today because I do want to get rid of this mess that we caused. We're getting there. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I've been the Edified Gamer, and I hope all of your nights and days are auspicious. Goodbye.